Teepublic is actually the world's largest marketplace for independent creators. Anyone can go and upload a design to Teepublic and print it on 75 different t-shirts, sweatshirts, etc. And Teepublic has a pretty big data challenge in that they have over 1 million designs, but their catalog has limited metadata context. They need to understand what the right design context is and use that to target the right customers. So if they're trying to target sci-fi or different dimensions within sci-fi, their taxonomy doesn't always support those use cases. And the Simon AI solution is to enable very simple, direct, yet powerful enrichment of their product catalog. So I'm going to click over to our demo and show exactly how this works. Okay, so we're now in the demo environment for Teepublic. As a full disclaimer, the actual data that you'll see today is fake data that's derived off of data similar to Teepublic. So I'm going to start out pretty high level. I'm going to say I need to develop a field to help target the right customers for a campaign I'm developing. I won't quite my typos, but there we go. Yeah, we'll submit this guy. So Simon AI gets back and says, okay, well, let's unpack this together. You say the right customers, what are you actually trying to do? Well, the campaign is sci-fi related, so I need to find sci-fi customers. So now it says, okay, well, this is helpful. Let's think about how we might find those sci-fi lovers in your audience. And at this point, the data agent says, well, I have interaction data around how people have purchased and browsed, but the catalog doesn't actually have sci-fi metadata. It doesn't have this as a category. And furthermore, it doesn't have some of the sub-traits around what type of sci-fi is it. So the data agent says I can create an AI field to flag sci-fi related products. Yes, that would be great. So now it's going and doing its thing, scanning the product catalog. Here you can see the properties of the catalog that it's scanning. It says, okay, I see you have titles, descriptions, and product images. These are perfect input for detecting themes. It then says, hey, here are the themes that I'm going to detect, or here are some example themes. Is this correct? And this is what you'd like to do. I say, yes, this is great. So now it's going, running the SQL, and let's actually look at the results. So it says, I'm going to identify which of these products are sci-fi related. And furthermore, I'm going to identify the subdimension or the type of sci-fi that you can then use to identify personas. So let's go look at the results. Here we have our inference model. It's running. We'll see here, we have a set of 10 example products, each with a cyberpunk or a desert world sci-fi product description. And furthermore, the fill rate is 17%. So among the 20,000 examples in the data set, 17% are actually sci-fi related. And then of course, these are a few of the examples from that set. So I'm going to go and I'm going to hit create. So now this runs. And again, as this is running, all the computation is happening within Snowflake. Our agents are deployed within container services. They're invoking Cortex, and this runs and it comes back and shows some descriptive statistics around the results. So among the 17% of the product catalog, 33% or a third was Deep Space Frontiers. And then when you look at the product breakdown, what percent are t-shirts, hoodies, polos, etc. The data is then available within the Simon platform. It can then be used in our application tier by AI goals, AI blueprints. It can also be used within our core CDP to create segments or to push traits into downstream systems. But also, since it's all built on Snowflake, these fields are available in the Snowflake environment. So you can go into your SQL prompt and access these fields for insights via any of your standard BI tools or other tools that you might use within your Snowflake environment. So in summary, Simon AI's composable agents are built on top of Snowflake Cortex to unlock 100 times more data and enable non-technical marketing stakeholders to drive very powerful personalization. Thank you, everyone.